Hello, and welcome back for the last project in our July virtual craft day. I usually wait until like the last week of the month to do the stamp of the month project kit, but I will be out of town next week for Close to My Heart's convention. I rented a house in Park City, which is probably about 45 minutes away from me, and invited some of my maker friends, and we're all going to watch it together. So it's going to be super fun. So I won't be here for a couple days, but I wanted to make sure to get this video up so those of you that already have your kits, you can put them together. This is what, ooh, things are flying. This is our July stamp of the month. It is called Strong Roots. It is a set that you can purchase for $18.95, or it's only $5 with a $50 purchase. Or if you are a Close to My Heart VIP, you can get this set for free with a $50 purchase. And then I send you this card kit for free that has all the pieces you need to create these 3 cards, including the instructions. And you'll just need card bases and of course your finishing supplies and some markers and things that you probably already have on hand. So that is the kit that I'll send you for free. And then these are the cards that you can create with that kit. So there's this one, and then this one, and then the last one is right here. So today I'm going to go through and show you how to create these cards. So the kit comes just like this in the mail. Everything is in there, and I have it separated into each card. So there's card 1, card 2, and card 3, and all the little pieces and accents. And then you just use your stamp set and your finishing supplies, and you can create these cards. And then I also, like I said, include instructions. And a lot of you are visual like me, and so I do this video at the end of the month, so if you want to follow along. So let's go ahead and get started. You will need, of course, your stamp set, and then I am using the light green, earth brown, and brown gray tri-blend markers. You'll also need a little sponge. And the colors of ink I'm using today are charcoal, sage, toffee, and intense black. So those are what we'll be using. So let's go ahead and get started on card number 1, which is, oh, that's not it. This one right here. It's like, do I have a scratch piece of paper? I do. So if you have a scratch piece of paper, grab that too. So we're going to do some stamping on the background. And I'm just going to set these aside, get a little organized. I moved everything from the last video, so now I have to reorganize it. Okay, so you have your card pieces for card number 1. And you'll have 3 gold gems, a white piece, sage, and toffee. And let's go ahead and do the background of the toffee. Oops, everything's sticking to everything. Okay, so what I did, let me bring this back out so we can see, is I just did this background right here, and I stamped it on the background of the toffee just to give a little bit more texture to this paper. And I believe I did it on the dark side. So let's grab our toffee ink. So this is kind of like tone on tone stamping. I'm going to switch it this way since it's a long stamp. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay down some of that pattern. And I just need some on the sides going down. It's not really necessary that you can like tell what it is. It just kind of adds some texture to the background. Okay, and then I'll just do one more right there. Okay. Then I can clean this off with my stamp chamois. And I can set that aside for a minute. And then let's do this piece right here. I'm going to grab my squishy from inside my stamp set. And I'm going to, since I have my toffee open, I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which says, "Our family tree has strong roots because of you." I'm going to put that in my 2x2. If your stamp set is new, you just want to season it, either by rubbing it on your hand or stamping it a few times on a scratch piece of paper. And I'm just going to stamp it right there, kind of on the left-hand side, with that toffee. Okay, that's really cute, like sentiment. I think anybody would love getting a card that says that. Okay, now we're going to do the small tree, and I'm going to stamp it with intense black because we are going to color it in with markers. It almost looks like it would be watercolored, but it's just markers because this stamp set has all of the shading already on it, that there's not much we have to do. It's really awesome. This is kind of like a realistic stamp. It's something, it's a little bit different than what we've had before. So it took me a minute to get used to it, but I think it's so much fun. All right, so now we're going to do the big, here, let me stick this. We're going to do the big tree. And the same thing, just intense black. And just do it off to the right. Ta-da! Okay. And now we can color it with our markers. Okay, so what I used was the light green, and I have to remember that's too dark. I think I used the light. I'm gonna try the medium just for funs. Yes, I used the light. So that if you're new to Tri-Blend markers, they have 3 different shades in one marker. I can get rid of this now. It's not as pretty as this black background. There's 3 different shades in one marker. So it's kind of a really nice, it takes the guesswork out of coloring in shapes because you have all the shades you need in one marker. And just color that in. And then with the shading already on the tree, I don't have to do much. And then we have these cute little bushes down here that we're going to color in. You could use watercolors too, but I found these markers do just as well. And I think they're easier than watercolors. And I'm all about easy when I'm crafting. Because as a mom, I don't have the time always to do an elaborate project. And so sometimes the faster I can get it done, the better. And honestly, I'm not that great with watercolors. It's one of those things I need to learn how to do a little bit better. But I can color with a marker. Okay. Isn't that cute? All the different little shades. Such a cute little tree. Are you loving this stamp set? Let me know in the comments if this is different for you or if you've enjoyed creating with it. Let me know. because for sure it's a different style than I'm not used to. But it's always sometimes nice to get out of our comfort zone a little bit and try something new, and I was pleasantly surprised. All right, so now we're going to use the earth brown and going to color in the trunk of the tree, and I'm using the light one. Sorry, I should have said that. And just a little bit up here, just to add a little bit of that brown. Okay, so now we're going to make this look a little bit more rustic. Grab a sponge and your toffee, and we're just going to sponge around the edges, and you can kind of come into the center a little bit. I kind of came down where closer to the sentiment, just to kind of to frame that in a little bit, to make it more look more vintage, I guess, or older, aged. That's the word. Make it look the paper more aged. Okay. All right, you see that? Just have fun with your sponge. Okay, and then we're going to do the fun distressing scissor technique on the sage. So just take your scissors, you just leave them closed, and you just rub it along the edge of your sage. What's really great about Close to My Heart's cardstock is there is a white core. So as you're rubbing your scissors, that white core shows through, and then it kind of gives it like the paper a rolled distress look, and you're not ruining the blade of your scissors because you're using the outside. Oops. And you can do as little or as much as you want, just as much distressing as you would like. Okay, so now we're ready to assemble this one. I'm going to grab a card base. I'm going to add the toffee. Just right there in the center, and then our sage that we just distressed. Smack in the center, and then our sentiment piece in the center of that one. Isn't that cute? And then to add a little bit of bling, I just took some gold gems and I stuck one in the middle under that U, and then off to either side of that one. Okay, there you go. There's card number 1. So fun. Okay, card number 2 is this one right here. It's kind of more tone on tone. Grab our pieces. So you'll have a charcoal piece, so this dark gray, a white piece, and then a sage piece, another white piece, and then this 3x3 white piece. Okay, so we're going to do this nice large cottage stamp. Had to use a big block for this one. And we'll need our little spongy that comes in every stamp set, and charcoal ink. Okay, so we are going to stamp this kind of towards the top and to the left, just a little bit. So about right there. Just hold it down for a second. Oh, that's so pretty. Just clean that off real quick. And then we'll want to stamp the bushes. So we did them in toffee, now we're going to do them in gray, but we're going to stamp them twice on our little 3x3 and then cut them out so we can 3D foam them. So just do this twice. Okay, and then we're done with the charcoal. And clean this off. If you don't have a stamp chamois, I highly recommend grabbing one of those. They're just this nice, it's just a cloth that you get wet with water, and it cleans off your stamps so nicely. And it comes in a pack of 2. So this is my second one that I've had. I don't even know. It's lasted me forever. And I just keep it in a Rubbermaid container on my desk, and it's awesome. So highly recommend. Okay, so grab your strip of white, and we are going to stamp Welcome Home. I think it will all fit on one block. We will find out. No. Okay, now we need sage, which is a really nice green color. I was saying earlier that this is like one of my favorite colors. It's so pretty. And I'm going to kind of go on the left hand side, in the middle, and then we can do the home. You could just do welcome. That would be nice too. That'd probably be more generic of a card. Okay. All right, so now I think we're ready for assembly. All right, so I'm gonna grab another card base. It's from the Close to My Heart Card Bases and Envelope pack. And grab your charcoal. And I'm going to use the dark side, so it's a really nice dark gray. Just put that in the center. And then we're going to add this piece right there. Just letting that charcoal peek out just a little bit. I think it just adds so much to that. Okay, now we're going to put our sage piece down, going right across the whole card. Actually, I'm going to bring it down just a little bit so that gray pokes through and it doesn't cover up my path. Whoops. Whoa, that was funny. Okay. And the welcome home. And then we're going to color the roof in the brown gray. So I'm going to use a light side, and I'm just going to lightly color that in. We didn't use intense black, so just be gentle because you don't want it to smear. But I think just adding that little bit of color really adds to the look of the card. Okay. And then this itty bitty rooftop on this side. Just gonna dab it on there. Okay. All right. Oh, the shading is amazing. Alrighty, so grab some scissors and we're just going to trim around these little bush and tree or whatever you want to call them. And again, I'm using the micro tip scissors, and you want to move your paper, not your scissors. You get a nice cleaner edge when you do it that way. Okay, and then one more. And just go around it. And we're going to add some 3D foam just to pop these up and add a little bit of dimension to this card. Okay. Let me grab the 3D foam. And okay, so this one I've added right there. So I'm going to just put that right there. And we'll trim off the extra. So it's actually kind of going over the sage color. Covering that up just a little bit. And then this one, I lined it up kind of more towards the house. Or the cottage. There's a movie that they switch places and one goes to a cottage in another country and then like they come to their mansion in California. Do you remember what is it called? The Holiday? That's what this cottage reminds me of. All right, so that is card number 2. And let's do card number 3, which is this one right here. And I wanted to go for kind of a different look with this one. So I got the wood pattern paper that's in our core catalog. It's available online as well. It's actually retiring here pretty soon. So if you like all the wood grains, you'll want to grab a package sooner than later because they will be retiring. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the stamping first. And okay, so you have your wood piece, you have a white piece we're going to stamp the keys on, you have all these cute patterns that are part of our mix-in collection. And we're going to stamp the sentiment, and then this gray one needs home on the bottom. Okay, so let's do home first. And I'm going to use the light side of the mink. So this is a lighter gray, but I'm still going to use the charcoal ink on it. Oops, let me put my home straighter on my block. And stamp it towards the bottom. And then I'm going to stamp congratulations on your new. I'm going to do this one in black. I thought that popped really nicely. And I kind of want to do it towards the right hand side because we're going to put some keys on that side, and then we want to dovetail on the right. And then we need some keys. Again, let's use the charcoal ink. I should have done it while the charcoal was out. That's okay. And stamp the set of keys, and we're going to cut those out. And that is all of the stamping for that one. All right, so now we can start assembling. Just put all those up there. You'll also have some twine. This is the bronze twine. I believe it's in the clearance section. I grabbed a couple just to have on hand because twine, you can always use some twine. It's kind of a universal accent. But here is the wood grain paper. Some of you got a little bit different shade. It was just what I had. Oh, I didn't cut that right. Okay, pretend that there is okay, that is just gonna bug me. So I'm going to hand trim it just a little bit. It's not gonna be straight, but it'll be okay. Nope. Note to self, always bring your trimmer with you. Okay, so there's going to be an edge all the way around. Oh, that is really bad. Oh well, you guys get the idea. Okay, I'm going to pop this up with 3D foam. I'm using the thin 3D foam So I like to use on cards. Actually, honestly, I use it all the time. I use the thicker sometimes. Okay, so we want to do these little banners first to get them tucked under. So this paper is from the Mix-In paper collection. Okay, so to dovetail, you just snip up the center and go from the right and then meet from the other corner. And we get a new Mix-In paper collection for every new idea book, which is kind of fun. And I always grab it because one, it matches the colors that are in the other kits, but two, it's a really great standalone just to have the different patterns in your stash when you're creating. So I wanted to share those with you in this card. Okay, so I'm just going to add this right here. Then I'm going to add the denim looking one kind of off to the side. And I left them long so you could play with them how you would like. Stick that in the center. And then I have a polka dot circle that I just cut from my Cricut. I believe it's just a one inch circle. And then I can put this down. When I first created, so here's confession time. When I first created this card, I didn't have the dovetails, and so I had to pull everything up to add them later because it was kind of an afterthought. But I think they're so cute, so it was worth it. All right. And I probably should have done the twine before I put that down too. Oh well. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut out our keys. See, now I'm just showing you there's more than one way to create these cards. All right, again, just kind of move your cardstock, not your scissors, and get a nice clean cut. Oh, it's starting to get harder with those little itty bitty keys. Okay. And then our congratulations, we're going to dovetail. Oh my. I'm dropping everything. It's the last video today. How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? Holding on. Okay, so I'm going to add this congratulations. And then I will wrap the twine. Actually, I need to put the keys on. So put the keys kind of off to the side. I think I want their poking out a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this around. I'm going to leave quite a big tail because I want to do a bow, and I'm going to wrap it around probably like 3 times. And I think I gave you guys enough that you could do it 3 times and then a nice sized bow if you would like. And there we go. And you can trim the ends. Just looks kind of fun and messy, I think anyway. And then we can attach that to the card, or the mat, or the stage mat. There we go. You can scooch these over, not to cover up the home. All right. So cute. Those little peeking out. So there you go. There are the 3 cards from my July Stamp of the Month card kit. Again, you can get this Stamp of the Month through the end of July, so we still have about a week. And here is the set if you're just joining us. It's called Strong Roots, and when you order this stamp set, I will send you a project kit for the 3 cards that we just created. So if you have any questions on these 3 cards, please let me know. And you can find all of the supplies and stamp set on my website, juliescott.closetomyheart.com. And come back for our next segment is going to be a sneak peek of what we'll be creating in August. And it's all about gnomes. So I know you guys are gonna die. They're so cute. So I will be back in just a minute. See you in a sec. Bye.